I'm just going to have to concentrate for a little bit because it's been about 2 weeks since I've been debating to do this video. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, just look at my digital clock over there. What's going on with it? Hey, what's going on with it? Once again, ladies and gentlemen, fanboys and fangirls out there, this is the one, the only, of course, Mr. Criticism Guy 2009, aka Nintendo Swim 2011. And of course, you guys are wrestling to this channel. Definitely check out all the other stuff I left in the description box down below for you guys. I know it's been over like 2-3 months the last time I made a video here, but it's some extremely urgent ass news I've been looking at for the past. Even though I've been debating about doing this video for about 2 weeks, so many people are subscribed to my Nintendo Swim 2011 channel. Probably, most likely, going to unsubscribe extremely quickly. I doubt if I even get one person that watches this video here on this channel anymore, since I barely touch this channel like I used to back in the day, until I gained a little bit of weight too. So I've been working out in the most professional way, but it is what it is. This is a little news reporting show I normally use. I use the other one too. I've been doing that for a while. In a way, I kind of created this thing as almost like a hobby into a little bit of a job to almost a career in a way. Even though I only have 705 subscribers over there, I'm close to 1,000. I'm getting closer and closer. Second I hit 295 more subscribers, 100,000 subscribers. I've wanted way back in 2008, even a year before I made this channel back in the day. I'm growing up, I'm maturing a lot more, and fucking hell, man. I mean, no, I still use like the glasses and all that stuff. That's more of like a protection thing. So certain people out there that don't know that I do YouTube videos, kind of protecting my identity sort of thing in a way. That's why I barely upload videos on this channel too much anymore. Due to real life circumstances that have been going on and stuff. I still live with my roommates and all that, don't get me wrong. That's still a thing. And I still pay bills and taxes just like everyone else. I'm just an average dude across the street. This is the shit that's been pissing me the fuck off for so goddamn long. It's just so fucking ridiculous, man. How far technology has gone. And I know some people are extremely brainwashed here and there, left and right. There's only one article I'm going to have left to you to share with it. Left and right, but fuck, I do not even know where the fuck to begin, man. I honestly, in my mind's eye, have no idea where the fuck to begin. Shit with advanced technology is getting a lot worse than I thought it was. It's getting a lot faster compared to what I was thinking about, how much quicker it's going to get before. But without further ado, let's begin. There's about 8 topics I wanted to talk to you about. And unfortunately, as much as this hurts, it hurts me with a fucking passion. Well, not physically, but mentally and emotionally. And even in a crazier sense, spiritually. As crazy as fuck as this goddamn shit is. It's gotten to the point where it's gone a little bit out of control. And I guarantee you in another 4 years, by the time it hits 2020, I'm going to be old as fuck. I'll be 31. Holy shit. Because I'm 27 right now. Not going to be in my 20s forever. I know I'm not going to be a young man for the rest of my life. That's just the thing that comes with age. Unfortunately, that's what it is. It's a natural progression of things, though, so I totally accept it regardless. This shit's been pissing me the fuck off for the longest of fucking times because there's so many advances in technologies, it's ridiculous. There's actually 8 little articles I wanted to discuss with you guys. One of them is I'm just going to save it for not even the end, just talk about it right now because I have it. This is like a 50-50 thing. It's a good advancement for humanity, but at the same time, it's a little bit dangerous. And it's actually coming out here to out here in the state of Nevada, where I'm currently at in Vegas. So many people already know this. But holy shit, this is from the fucking Hyperloop. Many people don't know what that is. It's 50% good, but at 50% bad, because it's a transportation you're going to be using in another 4 more years. I think by the time it's the year 2020 or 2021. I think they said 2018 and 19 they're going to use it for like carriages and stuff. Less than 2 years from now, as I'm recording this video in 2016. I'm going to like talk about it real quick. Oh, I'm just going to read half the sentence. So it says, this is from Daily Mail UK, by the way. It says, the Hyperloop is coming. First pieces to test the track is ready for assemble as a team that promises pods that could change the way we travel, will take the journey here very, very fast. This Hyperloop technology is 3 miles tracking with the research that spreads 700, which will reach speed 700 miles per hour. If successful, Las Vegas could be seen as a working Hyperloop track by 2021. Never mind, I was wrong. It'll be 32 by now. Holy fuck, or I think 31. I don't know. It says Hyperloop Transport Technologies is also working on 5 minutes to 30 minutes. I might have to do a two-part in this video. I apologize if I do in advance, ladies and gentlemen. So it says 30 miles north of Las Vegas in the middle of the desert. The future of the high-speed transportation is starting to take shape. According to Hyperloop Technology CEO Rob Lloyd, this is the test site that will be a concept of igniting by Tesla's Elon Musk, becoming a viable option for high speeds in transportation. The concept is known as Hyperloop, and it will eventually take passengers 380 miles, 6,110 kilograms, or kilometers, kilometers, like you say in Europe, I don't know, or any other parts of the world, from Los Angeles to San Francisco. I might have to do a two-part in this video because it might start raining in a couple minutes, so I apologize if any of you guys were hoping this will be a full video vlog, and / rant, but that's how it works sometimes, unfortunately. Half the time it takes a plane. The team is planning a prototype of Hyperloop that will be here later this year, and then there's finally some physical evidence that test track will be built. Alright, so CNN recently interviewed Lloyd and the co-founders Chevrolet Porson. In a new video, the publication got a glimpse of some of the tubes that will be used to construct a test tracking site. According to the Hyperloop Technologies, the goal is built in 3-mile test track will be reached 700 miles per hour by the end of this year. The site will be called the Propulsion Opening Air Test Factory, quote unquote. And where else was I? Oh, here we go. And it's where the company plans to test out its electrical motors at high speed. This is the year where we reach out in Kitty Hawk moments, which is our terms, means a demonstration of the future of technology of Hyperloop will be working at a scale fully developed, and 4 primary innovations that we are working on. Lloyd said, these innovations are low pressure tubes that will allow less friction, and the pods can only carry either people or cargo. Meanwhile, they are creating an electric propulsion system that operates using the same principles of a railgun, and the levitation system that lifts the pods off the tracks. These technologies can be harnessed. The Hyperloop system can be theoretically moved at speeds upwards towards 750 miles per hour, which is using just a fraction of the energy needed to power planes or trains. Holy fuck. If this team is successful, Las Vegas could see a working Hyperloop train by 2021. We actually only need we only need propulsions for above a giant percentage of the track, said Lloyd. So we get you up to speed on things, could be 750 miles per hour. Then we can glide over 100 miles per hour without energy because we have little friction, he added. And there's the other half of the thing you can read out there. Only shit that makes this really good is that, yes, it advances a little bit of it, humans and technology at the same time, but the thing that makes it bad is because there's probably going to be a lot of fucking surveillance, New World Order, Illuminati, police state, watching every single move. I wouldn't be surprised they're plastered all over the fucking place. I mean, literally, within the last, since 2011? So let's see, 11, 12 now. With almost in the past 6 years, what do you see in fast food restaurants most of the time? You see a lot of these LCD flat screens, left and right, up and down. I wouldn't be surprised to have fucking microphones and little tap wire things for the FBI, CIA, DA, NSA, all those other little cocksuckers out there. And some of them, there's probably a little small shred of fingerful group of them that actually still do care about technology. I mean, look at fucking Edward Snowden. He actually gave a shit about this country and not fucking spying on fucking goddamn people. I'm so fucking flustered with this fucking horseshit, man. Fuck. It just aggravates me to no fucking goddamn end, man. It really does. This technology, that's the other bad half of it. It's going all over the place. It really, really sucks. You can't have no little shred of decency or no common sense. Have anything with privacy is going to be almost obsolete by then. Or you can't even take a shit or a piss without even being watched by somebody that thinks they're a fucking terrorist, homegrown terrorist, homegrown terrorist, homegrown terrorist. It fucking pisses me the hell off. It honestly does, ladies and gentlemen. It aggravates me to no wits fucking end that this shit is still fucking goddamn going on. It's ridiculous. Anyways, all the other stuff you saw there. I mean, the thing that makes this extremely fucking dangerous, what ends up like fucking... Even though I used to watch this as like a 2000s teenager at the time, and the whole thing with Futurama, like, even before when I was a 90s kid, the Jetsons and Futurama ends up being like that real life actual technology. That's scary as all fucking hell, because there's a lot of people are going to end up committing suicides, and there's going to be a lot more blood on the street than you normally thought that there was compared to how it is now. It's ridiculously insane to think about. I mean, if any people ever saw the pilot episode of Futurama, I know they had a little joking gag reel of like that whole suicide booth. If any people remember that, I honestly wouldn't be surprised in another couple decades, probably maybe 100, 200 years from now, way after I'm dead. That's something I might not have to worry about, thank God. But if I ever have a family and their future generation of children's of their children's would be my great grandkids, they're gonna have to worry about that shit, unfortunately. I'm gonna feel really bad for them if that ends up being the case. It just hurts everything that I used to believe in this country, you know, with the Constitution and all that, with George Washington and all them. Even though someone they got accused of being the Illuminati, Freemasons, and all those disgusting ass, ridiculous, pathetic pieces of shit that run this world, unfortunately, you still fight against the fucking resistance. You still could be the resistance, regardless. Ugh. I haven't talked about this shit in so long, about 2 years, man. It's really insane. Given the fact that a reason it really makes me extremely depressed whenever I talk about it after a while, that's why I kind of used to take breaks a lot here and there. I think the last time I used to talk about this stuff was once a month back in 2014, like a year and a half ago, because it's almost June 2016 now. That's why I kind of took a long break and not talking about it. Now let's talk about the other stuff that you saw here. And I'm probably going to have to read this thing because this is all completely unscripted shit, by the way. There were other little things and aspects I wanted to talk about. Hopefully I have to do a two-parter, so I do. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on one second. Give me just a couple seconds, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for this rude disturbance. Oh yeah, those the Oculus Rift, the HoloLens that Microsoft was creating. The unfortunate thing that really pisses me off, and the one that breaks my heart the most, especially when I was a 90s kid. Maybe some of you 80 kids might even know the difference because you're a lot older than I am, because you're between the ages probably like 35 and 45, maybe? I don't know. Or actually, no, yeah. 30 through 45, I don't even know. But yeah, there's that. The unfortunate Nintendo 3DS Super Tracker, which unfortunately I know you're going to call me a complete fucking hypocritical bastard or a bigot or something like that, or ironic little scumbag that's a two-faced dastard because I got a lot of like memorabilia there, but that's usually what I talk about on Nintendo Sony Free 2011 channel. There's that, and many people remember that whole thing that was at the digital technology advance with Sega and fucking the Yamaha teaming up together to make this entity of an algorithm that was called Project Diva, or anything, if any people remember the Vocaloid system for Hatsune Miku and all that stuff with the holograms and all that being introduced to the public like nothing back in 2011 at that time. Literally less than 5 years ago. 5.5 years ago if you want to be more precise. But anyways, I just saw something about a month ago. I actually did a reaction video about it like not too long ago, 2 weeks before, when I was starting to just pile up this video on how I wanted it to go. That's how fucking bad this world's gotten, man. It is not good at all, ladies and gentlemen. It's got fear written all over it. Shout out to Christopher Green. I still watch his stuff occasionally, every once in a while. He was talking about the AI machines, how they might unfortunately end up taking over humanity and destroying it with a fucking iron fist. As sad as fuck as that is, there might come a time and a place when, unfortunately, sadly, those events like they're pretty much inevitable. You can't avoid those things because they're pretty much from biblical proportions from the Bible. Which I don't really strongly believe in some of the stuff, but I do believe in the other half of it. Because I was raised in the church as a Christian way back in the fucking day, even though I use profanity every now and then, but it is what it is. But anyways, let's see. Yeah, let's talk about the fucking Oculus Rift. Unfortunately, as scary as fuck as it is, because I didn't talk about it on this channel very much, but if any people follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or Tumblr, or any of those other things besides YouTube and Facebook and all that shit, you remember I actually hung out with my cousin that was coming out from California for a little bit. It was actually almost a week ago now. It's like 5 days ago because it's Friday by the time I'm doing this video. The scary fucking shit about this is that one of my cousin, he wanted to like do these arcades and all that, and I played with him in a couple old school arcades from the 80s and 90s, and they still have pinball machines there. There's this place down in the strip out here in Vegas. It's called GameWorks. They still have a couple pinball machines that actually work here and there. So I decided to play with them there, here and there, and all that stuff. So I just keep up an old time, because I haven't seen them in like 6, 7 something years. And the longest of times, I think the last time I saw them was like my freshman, sophomore year, when I was still attending community college at that time. And extremely fucking depressing time in my life, ladies and gentlemen. I am not gonna fucking lie. I'm sorry I had to do that little deliberate wait for you guys. Let's talk about that thing. That thing literally almost made me shit my pants. When I tried the Samsung Galaxy S7 and S8, and I used the Oculus Rift on it, I actually brought, I know I'm not trying to act like a germaphobe or anything like that. There's this little grid tissue. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. I got your guys' way. Actually, no. Hold on. I apologize if I'm freaking you guys out the fuck out a little bit, but it kind of looks something like this, but it's called Germex. Oh, yeah, actually, no. I actually have it right here. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just bouncing all over the fucking goddamn walls with this shit. And I'm extremely pissed the fuck off. I'm not trying to act like I'm a bipolar or anything. This is like this. I had to use this before I put it on because I don't know if any people had like pink eyes or anything. I'm not trying to be a germophobic. This ain't just putting out. There was this Jewish community festival they were doing after we got off the strip. It was actually pretty damn decent. It was alright. It scared the fucking hell out of me because I literally felt like I was there. And this thing has been out since 2014 and all that. I'm scared as fuck to say this. It literally felt like I was in reality. There was wind all over the place. There was propulsion. The sound was left and right. It was crispy clear. It literally felt like I was there. Even though the Oculus Rift has a lot of ways going about it, it's kind of like in its little Pac-Man 8, 16-bit stages that's going on with it. But I'm not going to be surprised another 4 to 10 years from now if it gets extremely immersive like that, where you literally can't even tell what's fantasy and what's reality. I was literally scared the extra shit out of me. I almost fucking shit my pants. The second I saw this fucking analogy, it scared the absolute bejesus out of me. The fucking hell out of me. Holy fucking shit, man. I mean, I was impressed with it, but at the same time, I was extremely nervous and extremely fearful when the technology was starting to come out with the Oculus Rift and all that. That absolutely destroyed and obliterated my mind there just for maybe the first day or two. By the time it was Wednesday, I finally got all my thoughts together. I was like, holy fucking hell, I had to take like 2 more days off of work just for that. Oh man, I almost cried myself to fucking sleep seeing how fast technology's coming. Trying to be like, they're trying to go through that blurred lines of fantasy and reality. And that absolutely detrimented my soul a little bit, man. I had to go to church for about 2 more days on Wednesday and Thursday, even though like those are the days I normally don't do YouTube videos or content at that time. That's times where I get my life and priorities back into order, because if any people don't know, I work 2 jobs. It's a hotel, not management job, it's more like a cleaning porter type of job thing. And then the other one is pretty much a factory job, which I'm not going to tell you what that one is. I don't need stalkers or anybody, not talking with me, following me where I work at or where the exercise places I go to and all that stuff when I'm doing errands. Because, I still have some shred of dignity and privacy and respect for myself that you guys, unfortunately, you can't know about, because I know some of you people are, you're legit actual viewers, but some of you might be like fucking narcs and shit like that. And I mean, people follow me like that all the time, and they end up fucking placing me under arrest and they fucking shoot me and kill me with a sniper gun or some shit. I know I'm not completely desensitized to movies and all that shit, but goddamn it, that scared the fuck out of me when I saw that thing, the Oculus Rift. It makes you wonder, because it's literally going to take over people's lives. I feel like in a Wall-E movie that was kind of like a thing where all these people are huge ass fat fucks, a lot bigger than I am. They had like these chairs or seats or something like that, and like where they would go all the way up like this, and they had a giant face cam screen all the time, and they would eat all these popcorns and all that shit up and down. If any people have seen that, it was kind of like that sort of thing. That scared the fuck out of me. Oh, by the way, I got a new chair, by the way, and it was about a month old. Shout out to the person on Craigslist that gave it to me for like $10. That was awesome. You guys probably seen it already, but sweet mother of fucking Christ, that Oh man, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm just totally speechless. We live in a society, especially with the millennials growing up, that literally they're on their smartphones all day like this, 24/7. They're gonna have a big giant screen on their face like this or like this. It's absolutely extremely fearful and very very bastardizing to like the humanity of our race and species. Even though it's supposed to improve and upgrade our lives, it's pretty much going to destroy every single one of us. The second we get super smooth and comfortable, it's like, oh, this technology isn't so bad. Let it take over and run my life, and let me emerge my soul with man into machine and get a transhumanism feel of this robotics taking over the fucking planet. Even though it's like, oh, no, no, no. The three laws of the robots physics thing is totally okay. It's totally decent. It's definitely, it's welcoming. And it's complete fucking horseshit. I don't buy that fucking crap for a second, man. I'm gonna stand my fucking gap, not just for gap or anything like that. I'm gonna end up living off the fucking grid if any of this technology gets more and more advanced every single year, to be for that matter. In another 4 years, I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said before, I'll say it again. 2020 might be the year where it completely fucking takes over. It's like in the year, the Adventure Space Odyssey 2000 or something like that. I think that's what it was. Where he became good to evil robot. It's scary stuff. It's pretty much propaganda. That's what it is. It's always has been, always will be. There's usually a lot of this stuff on my Nintendo Sony Free 2011 channel. I like to keep a tight lid because I don't talk about it in that type of scenario with fear mongering and all this stuff. But it's really fucking it's staggering and it's extremely mind blowing at the same time because it does not go well. All stuff, unfortunately, is going to take over our lives. It's going to be really, really sad. Even though it'll be convenient for the brainwashed masses sheeples out there that are zombie sheeples that do not give a shit about this. They just take it with a grain of salt and give them the blue pill, the red pills, or whatever it was from the Matrix and just stay desensitized and completely immersed into this fucking false bullshit fallen world of depravity, ladies and gentlemen. It's very, very extremely excruciating. Gets a bad feeling in my stomach. It's just really, really bad. Now for the other things. The Microsoft thing is the exact same thing with the HoloLens. A lot of people went on a huge giant tangent rant because I know one of my classic old school nostalgia games that I played back in 1999 or I think it was 2000. I think it was for the N64. It actually wasn't mine. It was from an older cousin of mine. So I used to borrow N64 once a week, or sometimes she would borrow my PS1, PS2 at that time. And nostalgia definitely plays a big part with that. But at the same time, extremely scary and gut wrenching to think that half of this shit would be real. Like the HoloLens of Conker's Bad Fur, they literally killed it and destroyed it, unfortunately. It looks like some demonic, evil, sensitizing creatures. It's just, it's a funny little character of cartoons. No, he's just probably just a demon in a hologram disguise. I know it's supposed to make people's lives work easier when they do like dissecting and like surgeries for doctors and lawyers and stuff like that, and they're trying to like fight people's cases and all that stuff. I can understand it to that point of perspective, but at the same time, for the rest of us, the ones that are lower middle class, like you and me, that are most likely watching this video, it's going to be a huge slap in the face. It's not going to be a slap in the face. It's going to be an iron punch to the fucking face for the rest of us. It's going to kill and destroy most of us that work out there in real life, that have actual jobs. I wouldn't be surprised if robot androids in another, not even 50 or 100,000 years from now, but less than 4 years from now, they end up taking my job. They fire my ass and terminate me. I'll be off the fucking on the fucking streets, which is going to be really fucking sad. That happens. God forbid that ever happens. God, literally, forgive, have mercy on my soul. If that ever does, that day ever does come into fruition, ever does happen, you probably won't see me anymore. I'll be long gone. I won't be dead though. I'll probably instead of living in the streets, because I already have like one of my own little like bunker things out in Canada already. Thank God I registered for that back in 2009. Shit, because if I didn't, I would be extremely more fucked in the ass than compared to just living on the street as a homeless guy. But other than that, that's all I gotta say there in that part scenario with the Microsoft HoloLens. It's just an absolutely huge slap in the face towards humanity and all that stuff. Especially a little bit on my religion at that same time. Some of these people are huge rich geek nerd technology enthusiasts or whatever like that. They probably see this as a red, blue light, a green light to go, pretty much. Of course, they're gonna be totally cool and okay with it, and they're gonna welcome with open arms like their family. That's something that's not there. It's pretty much a puppet that doesn't have a fucking soul. That's what it is. Any people have ever seen the anime series Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, very amazing anime storyline and all that, but at the same time, predicts what's gonna happen in the far future. Even the Blade Runner movies from the 80s, which I've never seen myself personally, But I have seen another one with I think it had Sylvester Stallone in it, and that Taco Bell was a 5-star restaurant instead of like a cheap ass fast food restaurant that we still have to this day, which is really weird as fuck. And that was like I think 80, 81, 82, way before I was alive. It's really, really man, it's just an extremely super negative outlook I am having on life. Not just with me, maybe a couple other people I have in it as well. I don't even know what to think anymore. I honestly don't. The way the world's going is it's just getting captivated into a lot of uncanny valley situations. A lot of these inventors that are being made by mad scientists. He's one of the most brilliant minds in the world. They're probably working for something with satanic Illuminati New World Order devil worshiping thing out there. And say, oh, you're out of touch with technology. Some people might say, oh, you're afraid of change. You're just living in the past. You're being a Stone Age man. Fuck that. I'm 10 steps ahead of you assholes. They're the ones that are going to be cattle to the slave cows once the robots, they go from a nice, sweet personality, which they really don't have no soul at all, some evil death robot killing machine motherfucker that kills you, stabs you in your fucking sleep at the same time when they eradicate it. They hate you guys. And I'll be the one that was fucking smart. And you should have listened to me instead. I'm just saying, just putting it out there, not to toot my horn or anything. But it's coming to that point where technology will, unfortunately, especially I feel really bad for a lot of the senior citizens. They're probably going to end up being the first to, unfortunately, get murdered by robots. As crazy as hell as it sounds like a science fiction movie, sounds like a TV cartoon or anime show, something that went on with that, or music nowadays. Just look at the fucking Illuminati entertainment industry with that fucking horseshit. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely fucking degrading towards humanity, and it's really sadness of this race. I talked about the HoloLens, the holograph thing. What else did I talk about? I think I talked about the other thing. Hold on. So it was a HoloLens, that thing I got over with. And what else? It was a HoloLens, Oculus Rift, Nintendo 3DS tracking system. I'm just going to make a little small rant on that one because unfortunately this takes a really, really deep, I'm really deep rooted and integrated with a lot of the stuff Nintendo's been doing. The thing that scares the fuck out of me, even though I've been really, really happy as a fucking elf, happy as fuck. I've been like, have my happy pants, positive pants and face on for most of the time, and the hypeness and the awesomeness that they've come out with for the past, I don't know, 30 years. I actually found out it was in 1886 in feudal Japan era when Nintendo was actually created over there, but it didn't come out over here in the United States, in North America. So I think 1975, 78, the late 70s, in the early 80s when it became like a arcade console to like a home console in 85, a couple years later after that. And then a couple years later I was born, in the late 80s, early 90s. Other than that, that thing pissed me the fuck off. It's a face tracker where they could find you anything. They could find you in any type of pattern algorithm regardless of where you are. You mean a fucking bathroom, like I said, taking a shit and they'll know where you're at, your destination is. It's scary as fuck to believe that. The only way I even play that thing anymore is if I cover a giant tape lid thing that's an electric blue steel tape so it doesn't track my fucking face all the damn time. And it's really, really fucking insanely sad and horrid for them to go down that route. I wouldn't be surprised if they went to the Bilderberg meeting with the Google industry groups because I heard about that. I mean, I don't know them personally, just doing a lot of article session reviews. I've been doing it for the past almost 3 years on my other channel. It's a little bit more popular than this one. It just burns me at the stake of the fucking knife, man. It just shatters into a million pieces when I found out they're doing a lot of these 3DS face tracking device systems. It's bad enough they have that shit at fucking Walgreens and what's it called? Not Walgreens. What's it called? Home Depot and Lowe's. All those big giant like do-it-yourself type of like construction type of like things that you fix your backyard with, or your home with, or you're preparing like a construction worker type of thing, or you really like building stuff in your own things, do-it-yourself type of super manly man type of thing. Which I never really been a manly man like that, like a lumberjack guy like Pump Paul Bunyan, like the Canadian like the Canadian legend. I don't even know if that was a real person. I'm not sure. I apologize. No offense to Canadians if any people are watching from Canada. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. Hopefully that wasn't a huge slap in the face stereotype. My apologies if I offended any of you people out there. Hopefully you didn't take that too harshly. Same thing when about my race. Stereotypes of Mexicans or whatever being as wetbacks, beaners, and all that shit. I honestly don't fucking care. And my voice is starting to go out real quick, so HoloLens thing, I really don't give a shit about it. The only way I solve that problem is I put electric blue tape on it, so that way they don't see me. The microphone thing, I can't do nothing about that, so unfortunately, evil corruption of the governments. I wouldn't be surprised the New World Orders connect with the NSA and all that shit, so, Illuminati, sadly. So they don't track me down every single thing I do. It's bad enough I have the smartphone talking to you guys, and they'll probably track me right now, and they're probably putting me on some top 10 worst criminal list of homegrown terrorism. I'm fucking not. I'm just speaking for my own freedom and rights of speech. And we still have a little bit of shred of hope and dignity and rights of passageness and God-given rights and abilities to still exercise those rights. You know? As an actual American, not just Mexican and Puerto Rican, I'm Hispanic American, you know? Or Latin America. It's just ridiculous as hell to see how bad this country's been getting, man. It really fucking is. I haven't done a rant like this in so long. It feels so goddamn good. Without a shadow of a doubt, to just get all this shit off my shoulders and all this disgruntledy I've been dealing with for almost 3 years of not doing a super rant video like this for you guys for like the longest of times. And what else? The last one at least captivated me. I told you about this earlier in the rant discussion video. But it was the Hatsune Miku project thing. Unfortunately, Nintendo, I gotta throw them under the bus with this again. Sadly, I have to do it. Sorry, Reggie Fils-Aimé, Mr. Late, Satoru Iwata. I wouldn't be surprised if the Freemasons and Bilderbergs or Illuminati devil worshiper fuckers in the police state didn't end up killing him instead of him dying from like this disease sickness of gout cancer that they expect us to believe. I thought he was a real great, amazing, motivational type of man. As far as him creating, being the CEO president of Nintendo before his, I think it was Tatsumi Kimishima, and then Reggie Fils-Aimé, and Shigeru Miyamoto. I know Japanese, a lot of them, they're over there that pretty much run that whole industry, but it is what it is. The sad, unfortunate part is, they made this thing like how Hatsune Miku did with the Yamaha, and actually no, Sega and the Vocaloid cast and made Hatsune Miku or whatever. They made this hologram thing, and they're making it, them thinking that they're worshiping gods and all that. And I did this, I think, late 2013 or 2014, about 2.5, maybe 3 years ago, and I did a super rant on this. And I talked about Project Bluebeam. I feel like this might be the reincarnation, or actually no, the rough draft. Just a little bit of a sneak peek of what's to come. And even though I'm a tiny bit guilty of this, because you see the things in the background, my memorabilia and all that, you can call me a hypocrite as much as you want, but it is what it is. If any people haven't been keeping track of Nintendo news and all that stuff like that, it's with the Splatoon games. And I know I have the little thing in the background. If any of my younger viewers are watching, so you made it this far to the video, good on you. Give yourself a pat on the back. I'm not going to tell you like, comment, share, subscribe. A lot of these gold digging horror bastards of YouTube do most of the time nowadays. But anyways, as far as that go, yeah, Splatoon's been taking over the world lately. I wouldn't be surprised. It's kind of like a hybrid between a human and a squid. I'm surprised nobody's ever brought this up on YouTube, ever. I literally look for so many search results engines of like hybrids and all this stuff. I mean, I've seen a lot of biblical proportions of it. Like this guy, I forgot what his name was, like the Signs, Wonders, and Miracles of Jesus Christ and What's to Come. I forgot what it was, like Strange Anomalies. I think that's what his name was. And one of the guys there, he said he was like a level 33 or 34 Freemasonist devil worshiper, asshole piece of shit. But he actually did turn his life to God. He was like a double agent or something, if you will. I don't know. I think that's what his name was. So I still got a small little like small degrading, but at the same time, what was I gonna say? A right sheer amount of respect. You know, just like I don't even know, a window washing type, or this. This is what I have of respect for him. I have a little bit of a spray mist shed of respect for the man. But anyways, as far as that goes, they're doing this with these other two characters. I know Japan has a big, giant, like, cultural difference compared to here in North America, United States. They're a lot more open and accessible to a lot of things that we completely disagree with, because the age of consent over there, I'm not trying to get into politics or anything like that, is 16. Over here, it's 18. Usually it should be 21, but it's 18. Especially when we drink alcohol and do drugs and all that shit. It's 21, I think. Pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong or not. Of course, I'm way past that age. I'm almost in my damn 30s, another 2.5 fucking years from now. This is extremely close. I never thought I almost lived this far to see how crazy and drastic measures of technology and these billion-dollar, trillion-dollar companies have made so many profits, desensitizing the shit out of the millennials. That's the generation I'm extremely worried about. If any people haven't known, I'm in Generation Z. Not a fucking zombie or anything like that. I'm in the not in the millennials thing. Because I was born like 89 through like, I think 89 to 92, 93. Those are the Generation Z. Or even 85 even. I would go as far back to say 85 to like 93. Those are probably pretty much Generation X. Anything past 92, 93, or 94, or I think the mid-late 90s, those are all millennials. I think for like 1994, 95, maybe to possibly about, I wouldn't be surprised all the way to 2020 in the years that is to come. Those are the millennials. Those are still babies. Pretty much young enough to either be my, either A, my little brother or sister, or B, my nephew or future son or daughter at that time. That's like pretty much the age group that the millennials fall into. I'm not trying to bash on them or bust their balls or anything like that, or just fuck around with them every now and then. But it is what it is. This is literally brainwashing the shit out of everything. I know Japan has a real big thing with the idol things, and it's very super huge controversial stuff like Sentai stuff, bestiality, the loli hentai thing. A lot of stuff with it has a lot to do with anime, manga culture, and all that stuff besides Japanese culture. And the whole extremely huge 4chan, Tumblr, extremely nasty ass little pieces of fucking goddamn shit trolls that go on there, which are, what's it called? This little 4chan user, like the guys that always wear the V for Vendetta masks. I forget what they're called. Or these hackers and all that shit. Pretty much troll social justice warrior cocksuckers, which I cannot stand at all, period. It's just boil my fucking blood to know that people out there like that exist. Extremely nasty, excruciating, nasty little shit stain communities that actually exist like that. Fuck them all. I'm just saying. 3 words. Fuck them all. In a bad way, though. But other than that, I mean, there's a lot of different cultures out there. I mean, especially with Japan, and it's really, really fucked up out there. I'm not gonna lie. It's super hugely, extremely over-perverted type of thing. I mean, I know as a 90s kid, unfortunately, I fell into that group of being extremely sick, disgusting, sexualized, like very perverted type of mind way of thinking. Even a couple actions I've done, which I sadly, unfortunately, I regret doing. Thank God it didn't land me in the fucking jail. I think it got into me in juvenile hall like twice for doing that stuff. Thank God I didn't go to prison for it though. Thank Jesus I didn't go to prison for that. Because once I was about 15, 16 years old, I stopped doing that shit. Because obviously, if I would have been 18 and up, I still can keep continuing to do that and not mature as a mature man, grown adult man that I am now, a male, I'd be in prison right now. I probably wouldn't be doing this video for you guys. This rant that I'm going on about. I'm venting the hell out. Because I haven't done this in so massive amount. It's been so much of a massive amount of waste of time that I've been wanting to do this video. It took me 2 weeks to try to come up with this video together for you wonderful ladies and gentlemen out there that are watching this. You can give me a dislike as much as you want. Hell, you can fucking flat the video. I'm still gonna keep fucking doing videos regardless. I've been probably going on for almost an hour now. So I think I started this video around 4 o'clock. Yeah, almost an hour. It's been like probably 43, 44 minutes. The only thing I'm going to say about the Splatoon thing is that it's Callie Maria. The way they do that whole moves and all that stuff. I know, granted, they don't have like an age because, you know, they're fantasy, fake material, like not real, like entities that don't exist. I wouldn't be surprised in another 10, 20 years from now they do exist. If it isn't in 4 years, it might be 10, 20 years. I don't know. And it's insane that some of these adults let these kids play their games like that. Even though me at that point as a 90s kid was a little bit different. I mean, there was still controversies at that time. You had Mortal Kombat, fucking Resident Evil, Dead or Alive, all those extremely, really, really bad, extremely nudity, like over-sexualized, extremely perverted, and very bloody and gory type of games at that time. I know I was a rebel myself. I was extremely guilty for that shit, but I was a child. I had no concept on what was right and what was wrong. I just did whatever I felt like doing at that time, even though I was kind of kept in place in line by my parents when I was living with them at that time, and I haven't lived with them almost 9 years. The fucking hell, man. It's ridiculously insane to see how degrading and just patronizingly scary and terrifying this world is becoming. Slowly but surely just crumbling into a world of sin, sad as that is. And I should know this better than anyone else. I live in fucking Vegas, obviously. Especially when I went down there and stripped last time, I just felt this giant wave of disgustingness, filth, feeling like dirt. Whenever I went over there, when I saw like a lot of this lustrous, sexualized, disgusting ass promotions are all over the goddamn place. I'm not saying that I'm gay or anything. I like women. And I like pussy and all that shit. I used to do a lot of one night stands from like 2012 to like about last year, and then I stopped doing it. It just made me feel like dirt after a while. I don't want to feel like a fucking man whore after a while at the same time. You know, I'm not saying that. It just, it just irked me to no fucking wit's end, man. It honestly doesn't. It's like there's no stop motion in the place or any of this type of thing, you know? There's literally just no. It's like the hype train keeps going on, like how much further, how much controversial all these like YouTube viral videos keep going. That's just the bullshit ass YouTube drama that goes on every goddamn fucking second. So I'm not gonna get into it all. A lot of people could search on yourself. The only two results you probably could put on there is like, I don't know, PewDiePie and Markiplier. I'm not gonna talk about any of those cocksuckers either. And there's like so many other ones as well, which I'm not gonna get into. That's a whole other different discussion, a whole other video rant that I could go on with YouTube drama. That's a completely, entirely separate video I can get into. But I'm just talking about this right now with technology rants. This Splatoon thing, if any people ever played it, Callie and Maria, aka Calamar, to NNM or whatever, the way they're moving is extremely sexualized. And I had done a reaction video with it. My other channel, Nintendo 2011. Subscribe to that channel if you want. So that'd be absolutely amazing if you do. I'm trying to actually build a little mini hobby career out of that. This is the thing that pisses me the fuck off in that shit. I mean, yes, granted, they don't have any moves or anything. I mean, they don't have any, like, age or differences. They're a completely other universe. The way they were dancing, though, was like one of those idol lolicon type of things, which I'm not going to get into at all. Actually, you know what? I will get into that. Fuck it. It's a very giant, debatable, controversial discussion with lolicon because it's unfortunate. I've never seen it myself, but from the stories I've heard on and a couple of Tumblr posts that I've been on myself, it's really fucking nasty and disgusting. And if any people are parents out there that are mothers and fathers, you catch your kids watching this shit, you're probably going to end up reporting to police immediately. Even though they're not real, like, it's almost as bad as fucking child porn. It's extremely fucked up like that. Very, very fucked up. Even though if it's not real, it's just on a paper drawing and all that shit, it's going to unfortunately, like, what's the word? I know Vigil Christian Meyer talks about it a couple times. I actually saw a couple of his videos. He actually admits that he was in a sin and he was doing a lot of marijuana and drugs and cocaine and drugs and the sexual depravities and all that shit. So he's not a guilty man. He's not an innocent angel himself. He's been guilty himself too, obviously. But you know what? That's him and God's thing. He's going to do what he wants to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. It is what it is. I'm not going to shit on him too much. You know, a lot of trolls like to do that. Anyways, it's the internet. What can he fucking do? Yeah, with the lolicon shit is disgusting as hell, man. It's pretty much from the stories that I've heard. Now listen to me. Hear me out. The stories I've only heard. I haven't seen it myself. How long has it been since I've been recording? Probably 43, 47 minutes I've been recording. This is almost an hour long super rant I've been wanting to do for the longest of time. Just sit down and talk to you guys for a while. I haven't done it like this in so damn long. It's really, really fucked up. And this hat's getting really fucking hot. I might as well just... I know I haven't had like a haircut in like 4 or 5 months, by the way. Anyways, this is all, you made it to the end. Here how my hair looks. Da da da. I haven't had a haircut in like the longest time. The faded thing. Fade Holy haircut. Shout out to Fade Holy Soldier, by the way. If he still didn't watch any of these videos. Very crazy, controversial rancer, but he's cool as fuck because he's Hispanic like me. That's the only reason I'm giving him props. I give him daps for that and respect. Sheer amount of awesomeness. Other than that, yeah. Many people don't know what that shit lolicon is. That's kind of what the Splatoon girls look like, Callie and Maria. I didn't say it in my reaction review segment because I didn't want to offend anyone. Because I try to stay as positive and as, unfortunately, kind of fake and plastic. I try to act like a fake, really fucked up personality thing over there when I do my Nintendo 2011 reaction review segments. I'm not going to lie. Some of them are extremely overly obsessive like type of reaction. So I could just gain in views and all that shit. Here in my Criticism Guide 2009 channel, I don't try to do that. I try to be as real as an emotional human being as I possibly can be. And I'm trying to rage rants and all that, and even though I am, I've been doing that throughout this entire video. But it's extremely disgusting to see how this shit is slowly making its surface through the mainstream media. And Nintendo, out of all the other companies do it, it is a Japanese-owned company, even though it is based in the United Kingdom and the United States. We have it here and over there across the pond. And shout out to any of my United Kingdom British YouTuber viewers that are watching this with me right now. But this video rant, if any people are, it just disgusts me that they've taken a lot of things. There's a little bit of extremely the lolicon thing. It just shows it's disgusting as fuck because I haven't seen it myself. It's just stories I've heard of. It's about these grown adult men and sometimes women. And they say that they're 18 or 17 years old, but they look like they're 40, 50 something years old. About them raping, molesting little fucking girls that look like fucking 5 goddamn 6 years old. It's disgusting as fuck. It irks me to no goddamn what's end. And that's why if I was a parent if I had a son or a fucking daughter, there's no way in hell I'm letting them watch that shit. That's disgusting as shit. It's absolutely immoral, extremely degrading. Not even just towards feminists, because I have a real big issue with feminists and all that bullshit. I feel like they're working their own personal agenda, even though they're not about equality like they claim that they are. That's a completely entire separate video I can do on my own time. It's really, really nasty. It's disgusting. It's just, especially the little idol lolicon type of thing where they tell them to like. I've heard stories about that. They said that they take their panties off and all that shit, and they do this stripper club shit like out of nowhere. And might I add you, they look like they're fucking goddamn 5, 6 years old. From what I've heard. I haven't seen it myself. From what I heard. And just psychologically, that sounds, just from a psychological view standpoint, that sounds extremely damaging. And it destroys little boys' minds. And I think, oh, it's okay to hurt and rape little girls. It's only a cartoon and all that shit. But eventually they're going to end up going to real life bullshit, which is disgusting as all goddamn hell. Because believe it or not, I am an uncle. Because I don't know, unfortunately, my family, a lot of them on the East Coast, they end up having kids and all that. I never seen my future nephews and all any of that shit, but I would never, ever in a billion years ever think about that way about my kids like that. Especially living here in the United States, that's completely against the law. I don't know how they do in Japan. Japan's a really fucked up, corrupt country as far as that goes. Might be one of the biggest video gaming capitals of the world, along with the biggest anime, manga, animation capitals of the world. But as far as religion and all that shit goes, I heard it's illegal to be Christian over there. And I think you get your fucking head decapitated if you are, just as bad as the Middle East. They burn you on fire or some shit. Or you stay in prison for the rest of your life. But if you're into Buddhism, it's a lot of this energy type of thing. Especially with a lot of video games like Yokai Watch. I mean, granted I was a big giant Pokemon fan back in the day. I still kind of am now. I still do enjoy that type of thing. But Yokai Watch takes it a little bit of a step further. They worship a lot of these animals, these entities, these natures. They worship a whole bunch of these other things. And they're completely okay with it. They worship the trees and the waterfalls. A lot of the stuff that's inanimate objects. And they worship a lot of these cats and all this stuff. That they are physically moving beings, but they're not human. And that's a little bit of an issue. That's very unsettling with me. Because I don't believe in those type of things. But at the same time, I kind of have to respect what they do. But at the same time, I don't have to follow everything that they have to do. I have to kiss their ass 24/7. And everything that's Japanese related that just goes deep, balls deep into every single cultural custom thing that they do. Some of the stuff is extremely fucked up. Extremely nasty, degrading, fucked up. Which leads me back to the Splatoon thing with Callie and Maria. When they dress extremely seductively, they have these little high pump, high heels, and they have these little short skirts and all that shit. Even when fucking, I think Fire Emblem and a couple other things that were Nintendo related. Might add you, there's a lot of Japanese traditional things that go onto these video games, but I don't talk about the stuff on my other channel because, again, I don't want to offend anyone over there. If you're coming from my channel over here, you're probably going to subscribe to that channel over there. Unsubscribe, but it is what it is. I'm just telling you the hardcore fucking truth. And not all of it's facts and hardcore evidence. Some of it's just opinion and my own personal standpoints and viewpoints of life. As far as that goes, that's pretty much all I have to say. Links to the description box down below if I get any of the other articles on here I forgot. Besides the Hyperloop one. I talked about that one already. I'm done ranting and venting because I'm tired of goddamn screaming my fucking lungs out for all this shit. And sadly, none of this is ever going to come to pass. It probably will come to pass. It's going to get a lot worse. Unfortunately, in another 20, 50 years from now, I wouldn't be surprised. When I become a senior citizen and after I die, I wouldn't be surprised if the whole lolicon shit ends up becoming legal all over the world. Because I heard it's banned in 2 other countries. I think it's in the United Kingdom, and I think somewhere either in Greece or Milan, Italy. I don't know if it was there or somewhere in Africa. I don't even know. somewhere, some of those other state countries. I'm not going to talk about it too much anymore. I'm done here, ladies and gentlemen. If I find any other links to other articles that piss me the fuck off about talking this comic, this is a little commentary segment, I'll let you know in the description box down below. And with that said, I'm done here. Is what it is, ain't what it ain't. See you when I see you. You guys have a good day, have a good night, wherever you are at around the world. Don't drink smoke at the same time. Don't think they're reckless. Keep it calm, keep it cool, keep it chill, collect out there. And until then, that's it, guys. Peace out, ladies. Goodbye. Stay tuned, more videos coming soon. Brand new videos on this channel almost every single day. Stay in the grind. Stay healthy. Easy be you, dude, yourself. Peace out. I'm like sauerkraut. I'm gone and getting the hell out of here. Stay tuned, more future content on this channel. Stay tuned, more updates. I'm tired as fuck of talking about this whole commentary thing. I've been here almost an hour long. Holy shit. It's probably 53 minutes on your guys' no. Thank you for staying throughout the entire video if you decided to stay. And I'll talk to you guys next time. This world is just getting worse and worse, full of sins. Just disgusting and extremely... It's like indigestible. It's almost like being constipated in a way. It's really bad. I'll talk to you guys next time in the future if I decide to do another super rant or movie review, reaction review segment. I'll talk to you guys next time. I'm out of here. Peace. Bye. And it's just crazy as fuck to even think that Japan does this disgusting ass nasty shit. I'm not saying any other country is like an angel either. Some of them have their own bullshit ass evil shit to do with like fucking ISIS and all that fucking crap, the terrorist organization in the Middle East and all that. Like when unfortunately they bombed the Russell's region thing a couple months ago, sadly. And the other thing that they talked about, it's really, really hurts my heart to see that shit happen. People getting burned alive with that. You need Egyptian thing that happened like 2 days ago when that whole thing got lost. Just with the whole Asian Malaysia airline that happened like 2.5 years ago. It's all coming together, ladies and gentlemen. It's scary as fuck to believe that, but sadly, I wouldn't be surprised the Antichrist comes in like Armageddon, apocalypse, bullshit, shit hits the fan scenario, goes into place, no matter where you're fucking at. It could happen anytime. Just be prepared. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk to you guys soon. Later, and goodbye.